I return to my training.
There must be more. Reaching for the stars, traveling so far.
Oh, we're live? Oh, okay. Welcome to the Summer League final games. IntG'ming from Spain versus MonkeyGaming from Latvia. First ban comes out. Lee Sin is bad. The Latvian jungler is playing Lee Sin fairly consistently during the past years. Second ban Kog'Maw also Kog'Maw and Lulu banned away from Latvia. That is a very strong combo. Lulu is one of the best enchanters, good at shutting down assassins, and Kog'Maw is a hyper damage dealer. So Latvia is prioritizing them, but in return, Spain's mid laner, who's been crushing games with a Bruiser Talon build, has been taken away. Morgana's banned. She's incredibly strong with her spell shield. Now she's taken off the table. Mordekaiser locked in for the side of Spain. Mordekaiser is also one of the champions we've been seeing a lot in this tournament. Maybe because this tournament is low elo and people do not know how to play against them. Or maybe it's because it doesn't matter if the Mordekaiser is behind. He can always Shadow Realm another player. Shen to answer the Mordekaiser. Not sure about the matchup. I think this is a losing matchup for Shen. He does have a lot of damage early on, but later stages he does drop a fair bit. But the map pressure that Shen can provide for his team is invaluable. I do apologize for people who are spectating now. I just got my first COVID shot. Viego also locked in for Latvia. Viego is incredibly strong, but he can be drafted around. Viego is incredibly strong if he gets one reset in a fight. He can start resetting and doing a lot of damage. But so far, Spain is trying to pick tanky top and jungle, so making it harder for Viego to get a reset off, but then they're hovering Lux for a very long moment. Lux is also kind of a decent pick. She can be flexed mid lane or support. Do not think she's that great mid lane or that great support. Alright, Latvia goes in for the Yasuo. Yasuo is also a great pick. He can be flexed. Technically, Shen can also be flexed in a few roles. Top, river, support, hell, mid. I've seen the mid Shen in my solo queue games. Fucking trash. Oh. Okay. Brand banned out. Interesting. Brand is very strong as a support, but this kind of tips the hat, showing that the MonkeyGaming is thinking that Lux might be going middle, which is, I think, not a great ban, because they could have banned another mid laner out, like Pantheon, which has been spammed a lot by Spain in gaming. But Spain decided to take away Leona, a very strong engage support. You can lock down a person for way too much time. She looks for picks and she's very strong, and Kali taken away. Alright, so they banned one support, one mid. Even though the only the bot laner hasn't showed who they're, and Samira, yeah, totally. What? Why? They already have a Yasuo. Why would? Never mind. And Latvia flexes out the Orianna. They do have a few good bomb delivery methods through Yasuo dash. Probably Shen is going to be carrying it. Spain still hasn't picked an ADC. And they can pretty much pick whatever they want. Latvian squad is quite squishy and can burst it out. Jhin is a solid pick. Yeah. Jhin is a champion. Jhin and Thresh bot lane, so it is Lux mid lane. Which... oh. And Pantheon. Alright. So yeah, the Yasuo was flexed for bot lane. Who knew? I mean, everybody knew, whoever played against Latvia. It's like they do it every single time. But the Latvian composition is incredibly heavy on the damage side. They have 3 possible roles to carry from. Where if you look at the side of Spain, you only have 2 damage dealers and Mordekaiser. I mean, Mordekaiser is good and all, but if Shen plays his cards right, then Mordekaiser should have less pressure around the map. He might get more gold, but at the same time he can be juked a lot, especially with Orianna. Orianna can negate Nunu and Mordekaiser and kite them very well, I guess. No, I know, I'm an expert. Now that both teams have picked their teams, we are going into the spectators delay to ensure the integrity of the players. So I will join back in. And we're loading into the game. Welcome back to the League of Legends Summer League tournament. This tournament has been taking part for 2 weeks, with 4 teams participating, playing 1 week, counting their win, and then 2 teams playing against each other. Latvia currently leading, and they're best out of 3. Latvia stacking in the bush, where Spain is standing out in the defensive position, going for the cheeky invasion. Will spot them, but will it be in time? And doesn't seem, no. He flashes, and Latvia gets a good flash advantage early on. You can ping it in the chat so they can all time it, for the next 5 minutes. It's vulnerable, so the mid laner will have priority. So it is not Yasuo ADC as I thought it would be. It is Yasuo mid, and now that the flash is gone for the... Oh, they got the taunt on Lux. Lux flashes. Yasuo going in, he has a tornado stacked. Lux should dodge it. She does not even to dodge it and just gets... So it gets first blood. Mordekaiser and Nunu are already a bit too late. Big damage chunk coming out on Shen, but it is returned quickly. So Mordekaiser forced to fly away. Tornado comes out, misses. This is a very good start from the Latvian squad. They have now 2 flashes, 2 key summoner spells, so now this Pantheon on the bot lane is even more scarier. AP carry bot lane strategy, Orianna is the AD carry, or the APC carry in this scenario. Shen versus Mordekaiser top. Probably going to be incredibly boring, so we're not even going to watch that. Decent hook coming out. He also pushed in the mid wave. He has to push in the second wave incredibly fast. The Nunu coming bot. Shen is just going to dash away. Taunts, gets out, loses a bit of health, but does get some return damage, and Nunu takes a free tower shot. Yasuo still pressuring mid, trying to get that priority in mid lane. He's already going back. Yasuo does a little eco recall. He's going to pick up the door and shield and boots to help with some of the poke coming out from the long range of Lux. Also, the boots help him stick closer to her when he's auto-attacking, so she can't run away from his range. Bot lane is just farming. Top Shen is still playing aggressive, pushing in the wave. Vigo is looking for a gank, but Mordekaiser is quite below his tower. He does pop his shield, pulls them under the turret, but it's not enough. Vigo's damage is just too high, and Mordekaiser was chunked out a bit. Mordekaiser is going to use his flash to get back to lane and catch that 2 stacking waves that will help him a bit in the gold. Nice shield, nice wind wall from Yasuo coming out, little poke. But as he tries to disengage, Lux does manage to get some damage onto him. Orianna is being pushed in. It's not too bad. She's still keeping up in CS. So is everybody. Gank in mid lane comes out with another kill on Lux. This Yasuo already has double the farm and 2 kills on top plus first blood, so he can probably afford his first component. The quiver. But the jungler and the mid laner is going to reset. No, he goes for boots, which boots actually in this matchup are incredibly good because the attack speed is a very valuable stat on Yasuo. It allows him to hit faster. And Lux currently does not have any resistances or defensive items, so she's really, really weak. Plus, she is a level above, but that's because she just caught a wave. She's missing a lot of CS though. In rough terms, 20 minion kills equivals to a kill, so Yasuo is about 3 kills up. He just goes in, gets the damage out, early ignites, waiting for the Q, gets the Q, and that's another solo kill on the mid laner. This will give Latvia or Monkey Gaming huge priority in mid lane, meaning they can steal the dragon away from IntG'ming. A good trade on Shen. One more auto attack will proc his passive. Now that aura around him deals Shen for huge damage. Gets another isolated Q. Chunks him to about half health. Very good trade. Nunu's trying to steal the dragon, and he steals the dragon and flashes out just like that. That's going to help. That's going to help the late game potential of Spain to recover in this game. They are 2k below in gold, but Shen is going to pick up this huge minion wave, which is going to be about 120 gold or so. Maybe a bit less. Oh yes, he's getting all of those minions. We'll get the top one. Pro tip for you guys, the tower always attacks the closest minion. So always look out for which one it is so you don't miss CS like Funky Monster 3R did right now. Both top laners have ultimates, so they can impact the game in a big way. Mordekaiser does not have his teleport up, so he can't match Shen's map presence right now. Shen can teleport to any of his allies, providing a shield anywhere on the map with his ultimate. Plus, oh, nice flash from the Thresh, gets out of trouble. But now Jhin in trouble. Ultimate going around across the wall. Jin's forced to flash, but Vigo is still there on his tail. He uses flash, gets a reset, gets hooked, but Pantheon is in place. Yasuo going to come here, pick up, but they're still pressing. And Vigo, when he gets one reset, the damage is just insane. Latvia showing a very strong performance already. 7 kills up, 3,000 gold. That translates about roughly 1 completed item on one of them. Taunt just barely misses Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser can be very healthy on the top lane, just spamming those Qs, but he is incredibly immobile. Shen will back now. I presume he will teleport back to lane. Instead, he decides to go back to lane. Mordekaiser will shove that entire wave, and if he's fast enough, he might even go for a plate. Nunu steals red buff away. This Nunu has been incredibly good with pathing. He's cleared out all his jungle and stolen away dragons and camps. Taunt comes out under the tower. Shen gets a really nice trade off. Now back to bot lane, just farming up. Both bot lane champions just want to hit their power spikes, meaning they want to finish their first item as fast as possible, so they don't want to take any risks. Stun comes out to the Nunu. Nunu starts channeling his ultimate, but gets cancelled by the Shen ult, and it's not looking too good. The ultimate comes... Oh, another trade in the mid. Yasuo will just ignite and leave, and walks away, putting his sunglasses on. Vigo is being ulted by the Mordekaiser, so he can't escape, but Shen can teleport in his ultimate, so now suddenly it's a 2v1, but Shen is not, his shield is not strong enough. Mordekaiser getting that needed shutdown gold, plus he is a few minions ahead. Mordekaiser is going to be able to finish his boots and then maybe get another component. No, he's not able to, so he gets another armor item. The armor build on Mordekaiser is incredibly strong once he finishes his core. He doesn't even have to finish his core item. He can just get steel plated boots, Thornmail, and Zonius, and he will have around 300 armor, which against this attack damage auto attack comp that Monkey Gaming is running is going to be quite hard to deal with. Pantheon uses his ultimate coming out from Orianna, a lot of damage coming out. Pantheon missing the opportunity to get the kill, but he gets the kill in the end anyway. A bit sloppy game from the support from the Latvian squad, but Vigo is here looking for that reset. He gets the stun onto Thresh, he gets one reset, now he has more abilities, he misses the hook, but nice flay back into Orianna. Orianna doing damage. Sadly, Viego's not. Oh, ults right in front of the ball to cancel his channel, and they get a nice kill onto Nunu as well. Now they're going to be able to push in the wave and maybe get a plate. This is pretty uncontested, but yeah, I guess they couldn't have. No, they totally could have gotten one plate. At least Vigo could have. Bottom crab up. Now that Nunu is gone, he's going to lose out on all that XP, but Vigo is going to try to go for the red buff. He sees the red buff is up, but there's bigger prize on the board, which is the dragon. Shen does not have his teleport or ultimate up, so this is going to be a pure 3v3. The bot lane and mid lane are stronger. Lux ultimate comes on top, hits all three of them, does some good damage. Nunu comes in and steals the dragon again, but the battle isn't over. Jhin is out of position. Yasuo is stacking up his tornado. He gets out of the tornado, gets a nice ultimate, and the Jhin is going to fall now. Thresh is in trouble. He gets picked up. At the same time, Vigo picks up Lux, but now Big Daddy Mordekaiser's here. He's going to pick up the poor Pantheon support, but he gets caught out by the Lux. Vigo is here. His damage is insane, and he picks up another kill, plus the Scuttle Crab. He should have used the CC ability before he queued. That was misplay from Mordekaiser. Meanwhile, Shen in the top lane's having a free party. He can get all of his plates as he wants. Seems that was a disconnect. Some technical difficulties for IntG'ming. If you look at the gold in this game, Yasuo is carrying a huge amount of gold. He's going to be quite unstoppable. He also got one plate bot lane. Shen is working on his second plate, but Nunu is already there, going to try to stop it. Shen can just dash away and still get the money from the minions, and my game crashed. Great success. And we're back. Just picking up the wave. Shen did get those two plates. Orianna now dodging skill shots like a madman. Ults the Thresh out of position. Yasuo is a bit too far away. The trap from Jhin slows and does some damage. Orianna's shield comes on, but not in time. Alrighty. First item finished for Orianna, so she has that. She has quite strong burst damage now. One combo can be devastating if she gets it on 5 people. But Pantheon is the one that will really help to seal the deal when it comes to bursting down Jhin. And Vigo finds Lux out of position. He missed, gets his speed buff. He's going to ult to get closer. Misses the stun, but the damage is still too high. One critical strike and she's gone. Now two Nunu, Mordekaiser trying to dive top lane, but Shen is just too damn tanky. Nice hook coming out from the Thresh, killing Orianna. Very nicely played on top, but top lane, still a lot of action. Yasuo is just everywhere. He's picking up kill after kill. He already has a finished item. Vigo trying to tower dive, but this might be too ambitious. Ultimate comes out for Shen. Yasuo and Shen doing way too much damage in this game. Pantheon almost all stacked up. Gets the shield. Probably should have used Q. One auto attack way. Is he gonna go for it? No, he has to go for it. He should have ran closer and oh my god, Jesus. That was a slight misplay from the support player from Latvia. He definitely, if he would have used his empowered Q, would have gotten that extra 150 damage he needed to kill Jin in that situation. And if he would have stayed closer, he could have auto-tagged Jin while Jin is immobile while he's using his ultimate, so if you get incredibly close to him, it is easier for the Jin to hit shots, but at the same time, it's very complicated for Jin to actually escape that situation. Vigo, a bit out of position, tries to escape on the wrong side, gets shut down with CC. Nunu gets the shutdown. Flash tornado coming out from Yasuo. Goes in for a bit more, but he gets ulted by Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser has a lot of armor, so he might just be able to take this one, but Yasuo is still doing work, trying to chunk him out, waiting for his team to arrive. Shieldbolt procs, going for the Nuno, gets the Nuno, flashes out, but the proc will hit him of the tower shot. Now Mordekaiser's looking for more, but there's already 3 people of Latvia here. He might have overextending. He's trying to buy some time with the Zhonya's, but buying time for what? There's no objective on the map. Spain can contest, and he just ends up giving his life and stopwatch up for free. He did get shutdown gold on Yasuo, which gives him 1,000 gold, which will allow him to finish his mythic item, giving him a huge boost in healing and survivability in these long extended fights. Mordekaiser has a lot of aura damage, and his item, the first one, the Rift something, allows him to heal from 12% of all of that damage, which really stacks up with Conqueror, which he's also running, I think, I hope. No, he's running Conqueror. Thresh setting up with Vision in the river. The next dragon is going to be an Infernal Dragon. Very important dragon. Shield comes a bit on the wrong side from the Pantheon. He gets chunked down a bit too much. Jin trying to ult him, trying to find a pick, but Pantheon dodges it nicely. They did lose priority bottom lane. Orianna picking up some farm. She is 5 CS behind, but she has a completed item and magic pen boots. Thresh and Nunu have already started the dragon director camera. Show us the dragon. It's the Infernal Dragon. It can decide the whole game. Yasuo decides to go for a kill instead of helping with the dragon. But Orianna and Vigo is there. They just pick up the kills. They do lose Infernal Dragon, which does give 8% of damage increase to all abilities. And now that the 4th dragon is... This puts Spain in a very scary position, because if they manage to get the 4th dragon, they will get a huge damage increase from the Dragon Soul, which will allow them to come back into this game, even though they are behind in gold and kills and everything else. It won't matter because the Dragon Soul is so strong. Latvia has had no dragons this game, so dragons in League of Legends just provide permanent buffs. And since this is going to be a Infernal game, the Infernal Dragon at the end, the next one's going to be incredibly important. If Spain can manage to get it, they can wait out for the Infernal, try to fight the Infernal, just coin flip it. If they get Infernal, they just win the game. Vigo waiting for Mordekaiser, but Mordekaiser's entire team is there. He's a bit deep. He goes in, gets the kill, going for the reset, becomes invulnerable. Gets Shenol, goes for the Lux, gets another reset, and the whole Latvian team starts diving them one by one. Pantheon does give his life, and Orianna as well. They both get executed, which is hilarious. You get executed when nobody damaged them from the other team. Suddenly this became a 3 versus 2, even though they could have gotten an inhibitor and maybe even more. Vigo survives once again in places he's not supposed to survive. Vigo is incredibly strong because he can build a lot of damage, and this allows him, when he gets a reset in the fight, a reset allows him to become invincible for a moment and then become another character with their items from the enemy team, which also gives him a heal. So in a fight like that where Vigo gets 2 resets, for a few seconds he becomes invulnerable and then gets a percentage of his health increased, which is insane. In these prolonged fights, it's like you have great character design. Latvia doing the incredibly smart thing of getting the tower but not getting the inhibitor. If they would have taken the inhibitor in that situation, then their waves would have permanently pushed in, and IntG'ming would have had the chance to farm super minions. And super minions in total give around 12,000 or 2,000 EXP, which can help them catch up in levels and definitely help catch up in gold. Lux still hasn't had the first item, where Yasuo is already building the third item. Vigo picking up the components for Sterg's Gauge, which will allow him to take a bit more punishment in fights before he ultimately gets a reset where it doesn't matter. Latvia playing the map, trying to take everything away. Yasuo seeing that Nunu is bot lane. Oh, hits. Yasuo hits. Oh, he gets binded under the tower. He ignites and walks away. Latvia also taking all of the jungle as they can. Now they're pinging Baron, looking like they want to make a Baron play. Yasuo is caught out of mid position. He definitely can't take this fight. There's too many people there. Dashes, but Shen'll is here to save him out. Shen comes out. Full charge on Nunu ultimate, but Yasuo goes in, gets 2 kills, and is looking for the third one. Gets the third one, but Mordekaiser does ult him, and they're playing alone. Now he's dead. Mordekaiser's shield comes out, but will it be able to tank enough? No, Vigo gets a reset, gets a health increase, and survives that dive. 4-4-2. Spain committed a lot for that, and they're pinging Baron, but they should definitely not be going Baron right now. They should be looking to get the 4th Drake, so Spain doesn't get it. Spain will be able to respawn quite fast, and Nunu should be running to the dragon immediately. Oriana and Vigo taking the Baron solo. But IntG'ming responding, trying to get some vision top side, looking to get that Baron away. They should have been going to the dragon immediately, trying to secure a vision around that and get the slight advantage. Now they're pinging out dragon, but it might be just a bit too late. They could have set an ambush there for the Latvian squad. Vigo taking his red buff. Not recalling. Dragon timer's too close. Now both teams have reset. The bottom. Oh, Shen caught out, but Vigo comes from the other side. Shen looking for the pick on the attack damage carry, and they get him. There's just too much damage coming out. Now the rest of the Latvian squad is here. Mordekaiser gets caught out, gets CC'd. The ultimate comes out from Oriana, and it gets annihilated. Now Latvia definitely needs to take this dragon, and now that they can push, they're trying to push Nunu away because he's stolen 4 dragons. Latvia should have just left 2 or 3 people doing the dragon, secure that, and the rest of them should have been chasing. Now Nunu can just snowball away, and wasting a lot of time. Yasuo doing the smart thing, not going for the open inhibitor, opting out to getting another turret. Again, inhibitors would allow the waves to push in more of a favor of the Spanish squad, which they can use to farm the gold and get themselves back into the game. If you look top lane, Danya's completed for Mordekaiser. Mail coming out soon. Shen also pops back. Dunks both of them low, but Nunu's coming there, gets a hit on. They're focusing down Shen, but Shen has too much damage. He has 2 completed items, and at this point of the game, that's fairly a lot. If you look at mid lane, she still hasn't finished her first item. She is about 80 CS down. Yasuo still playing very aggressive, but gets hooked, dashes out, but gets shut down. But Ego's coming from the other side. He turns into Lux, but Lux does no damage, but it doesn't matter. He ults out and gets a triple kill under the turret. Now is the time Latvia should take both inhibitors, use the pressure of the dragon buff to try to finish this game. Death timers in the high 20s. Mordekaiser's back up. Next person up is Lux, but she does nearly not enough damage and can't wave clear this. Nice push into the... Oh, Mordekaiser's getting a shutdown. He's trying to go for another one, but he ends up dying. He did have Zonya's. Latvia, it doesn't matter. The damage is too high. The minion wave is too much. And with the help of the Baron, they end the game with a 20,000 gold lead. This was the first game in the best out of 3 series in the Erasmus project for boosting children of games with dyslexias and stuff. And yeah, Latvia picking up a solid first game. They got that first blood in the beginning and they just steamrolled. There were interesting plays in the Dragon Pit where they did lose a lot of objectives, but they did do the smart thing and pushed away the jungler so they couldn't get the Mountain Dragon. What a roller coaster of emotions right there. Yeah, you can see the damage difference between the mid laners. Yasuo doing the most damage for the Latvian squad, followed up by Viego, where Mordekaiser did incredibly good plays, and he probably should have finished Thorma before Zanya's because of the heavy attack damage comp that Latvia was running. Either way, now we're going to take a 15-minute break or a 10-minute break, depending on if the players require 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And we'll jump into the game 2, which for Latvian squad, Monkey Gaming, is going to be match point. Stay tuned in and
light that surrounds me. If we hold ourselves together, we'll go far. Created a space. In my head it was empty, but I know that I want to be where you are. I was denied. I had spent those years, did not recognize the person that's inside. We have a purpose, but to take that leap, you must recognize the person that's inside.
All right, welcome back to Game 2 in the best out of 3 series in the Summer League for Esports Gaming for Engagement at School. That's the wrong title. Gaming for boosting school engagement of students with learning disabilities. That title is going to give me a learning disability. Pantheon and Talon banned away. Lee Sin and Yasuo taken off the table after that performance. Tryndamere also banned from the Spanish side for some reason. Cogmal taken away by Latvia this time. Latvia probably thinking if we're not gonna get it, then you're not gonna get it too. Latvia first picking Shen. And Mordekaiser is being hovered. Very strong performance on the Spanish side with Mordekaiser last game. But opting in to take Susan instead. Susan, or aka Nasus, the doggy dog of League of Legends. One of the most frustrating characters to play against. Has 20%, 12% lifesteal on all basic damage he does, on all physical damage. And every time he kills a minion with his Q ability, he gets 3 stacks or 12 stacks for a cannon minion that permanently increases the Q damage ability. Viego is going to be picked for the jungle, and let's see, are they going to pick a mid laner as well, hiding their trump card of a bot lane hidden. Katarina locked in, so they're definitely, Latin squad's definitely going for that aggressive playstyle again. Katarina is extremely good at cleaning up fights, so their game plan is probably going to be to get one or two, trying to get picks with Vigo and Katarina. Both characters can get resets when they get a kill. They're very, very high damaged assassins, but Spain picking Lysandra, one of the best characters to shut down aggressive assassins. Sadly, she is quite not so strong in the current patch, current state of the game. None of the items really fit her. There's only one rune page or one keystone that she can run. The other one's just like Aftershock is god awful for her now. It used to be good, but now it's really bad. Pike being banned out. One more thing I wanted to say, Vi, Morgana taken off. Her spell shield's too strong. One thing I want to say is Vi is one of the strongest junglers here in this meta, especially because she can function sort of similarly as Lee Sin. She can run the new Chemtech build, which when she activates this item, it allows her to gain movement speed while she's charging her Q ability. So she can dump all her points in Q, run around the map, and be like a supportive engaged tank, where she can peel for the enemy very well. Using her ultimate to get out of situations, she can go in on the Ashe of the Latvian side, and then when Viego or Katarina goes back in the thicks of their team, Vi can ult back to safety with her team and reposition and shut people down. The Samir locked in. A lot of lockdown from the Spanish side coming out. Lux being hovered once again. Versus Blitzcrank, Lux is not going to be a good time. Blitzcrank is alright. They lock in Lux anyway. Well, the first 3 picks, I definitely would say that Spain outdrafted Latvia until they locked in the bottom lane. Ashe and Blitzcrank is kind of a weird combo, but the only thing they have to do is play safe. And because Blitzcrank is perfect for playing safe when they're under turret, Ashe can slow the enemies while Blitzcrank has an easier time getting his hook. When they hook somebody under a turret in the early game, it's the extra damage from the turret shots is too high to keep up. Unlike the Spanish side, where Samir and Lux actually have to be ahead to do good. Samir is a great character that can deal a lot of damage to all the champions, but it's not like she really wants to go inside of this grinder of a team that Latvia has put on the table. Now, as we're queuing up for the second game, picks and drafts are done. So we're gonna have a 3-minute break. Go grab yourself some coffee, tea, maybe some sandals. Just really get comfortable, and we'll be right back when the game begins. We're back.
On me.
Alright, as we're coming into the second game,
Today at least.
might be the deciding game. This game is incredibly important for Spain if they still want a shot of winning.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. 30 seconds.
Spain fanning out in a protective circle to try to force off any invades. Latvia grouping bottom side. They have that first level advantage with Ash and Blitzcrank, deciding not to go for it. They do go in. A control ward will spot them out, so Spain is knowing this is happening. They kind of show it off. Could have baited a bit harder if they wanted to try to make something happen. Looks like they did not. Alright. Mid lane just... Lissandra has the early level advantage up until level 3. Katarina is a really character. So she doesn't have the ability to poke from the far with each auto attack. She's trading in, but Katarina going in for an early trade where Lissandra can perfectly punish her, and as she tries to walk away, give free auto attacks. Katarina is still very aggressive and has high damage. Flashes, she gets shampoo, but auto attacks coming from Lissandra, both trading health, both trading health potions. Katarina did start with a refillable health potion, but Lissandra started with 2 potions and a Doran's Ring, which kind of gives her a little bit more survivability stats and sustain. When she goes in and gets her full combo off, procs electrocute, but Shen is going aggro on Nasus. Nasus, Susan Doggy, the dog, Snoopy Dog, is great at sustaining, but is very weak in the early stages of the game. Good gank coming out from Latvian squad. He did not do a full clear, whereby is doing a full clear. Both junglers are going to get the respectable scuttlers, which will give them extra experience. Vi is still struggling with the ground, but Vigo trying to gank the middle lane, predicts where she's gonna go. Well, not really a prediction, and there's another disconnection. We'll probably see a pause shortly.
A summoner has reconnected.
Alright. Here comes the pause. Unfortunate network problems for the Spanish jungler. I really want to see some good plays with Vi on him. He did go for aggressive keystones, very aggressive keystones. Indeed, he went for Hail of Blades, which will help him in early fights, but he cannot, if he chooses to do that, he will not be able to go for a more tanky build, and tankiness is definitely the name of the game in this. Ignite coming out, auto attack coming out, and first blood coming out for Katarina. She will take a turret shot, but she'll run away. But Ash is out of position. Samir trying to go aggro on him. Blitzcrank is still left alone. He does have flash, but Samir is doing quick work of him. He gets hooked, he dodges some more, but Samir looking for another kill is not going to be able to get it. Susan still just stacking up Q. You can see how with every hit he just gets a huge chunk of life back, which is exactly what he wants to be doing. He just wants to be hitting those Qs, last hitting those minions, and doing essentially nothing. He has 4 minions up on top, which means if he can continue having 4 enemy minions, the wave will be permanently frozen into him. Oh, he missed that. That's 12 stacks. That's huge. Nasus just lost huge cash money. Now he's spamming his mana, which he shouldn't have done. He should have let this wave crash into him, saving his mana, because after he takes this minion wave, he's going to be up to 75% health anyway. Sandra was very close to a kill. She does have more CS. Vi goes first item back Sheen, So she's going to go for the Trinity Force or the Divine one, the healthy, bursty one. But I think Triforce on Vi is incredibly strong, but in this comp, there's not really anybody she can fight incredibly easily. Probably Shen, because of her reduction, but that means she won't be maxing Q, which means her CC potential in fights is going to be much slower, even though in dueling, her damage output is going to be much higher. Vi trying to make something happen on Katarina in mid lane. Oh, Director's Camera, what are you? Stop showing his top lane. When this time, Latvian squad securing the dragon. Vi is left here alone. She does a lot of damage. She goes onto the Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank does have a shield. Nice ultimate coming out from Lissandra, but they definitely shouldn't have been focusing. Vigo gets a reset. Vi is in a lot of trouble. They get both of them. That's what happens when you go for Blitzcrank. His passive allows him to get a percentage shield based on his current mana. Blitzcrank doesn't have a lot of mana, and he never usually builds mana items, so that's why he's just a bad character at this point. Yeah, it surprises people because he can get a shield up to 200 health, which in this stage of the game is incredibly strong. Only game is still pretty even in gold. Only small advantages in few lanes. Not enough to break anything. As you see, Nasus already getting his Sheen. His wave is pushing in, which is kind of scary for him because Shen can taunt him under a turret. For those of you who don't know, the taunt ability which Shen just used makes the enemy attack you. Nasus using his incredibly strong slow, but Vigo's right there. He's charging up the stun. Flash stun gets it. Nasus popping his ultimate, which instantly heals him and gives him extra resistances, making him incredibly tanky and just walks away. He did blow out his ult, but that's why Susan, doggy dog, never wants to push the lane in so hard. Doesn't want to go for lanes, he wants to set up a nice freeze. And Latvia said, you know what, you want to freeze and we'll do it. But another play happening, bot lane Samir with a lot of damage onto the Blitzcrank. He doesn't have any heals, but Ashe just standing there and shooting. Ashe fires a volley, and both of the Latvian squads survive on a sliver of health. If Lux is gonna do anything now, it's her time to shine, and she misses. But Katarina's here, she jumps over the CCing ability, throws out a knife, jumps to another one, ignites, and just walks away, putting on sunglasses. That's how it's done. Nice roam from the Latvian mid laner, picking up 2 free kills. Katarina is also going for the notorious attack damage Katarina build, which became popular in the few months, where she goes Conqueror. This build gives her more lifesteal. Her damage is... She always had hybrid damage scaling, but now it got increased a little bit. So now people don't go full magic to blow people up, they go full physical damage. They can still blow people up, of course, because the squishier bottom lane people, they're always under leveled because they're 2 in the same lane. And it allows her to survive more because the items she builds gives her lifesteals and other different resistances and are just in general just a bit cheaper and better. Mages are really not having a good time this season. Susan missing another cannon, but he picks it up with the E. Nasus is having quite a hard of game because he hasn't had any health items or anything to help against the raw Shen's damage. But this seems to be a dive looking at Shen. Shen is notoriously hard to dive under the turret. But Vi and Lissandra are trying to find something. Looking for Vigo. They find Vigo. He ults away. Lissandra wants it. She goes for it, but she doesn't get it. Shen ults in looking for a fight, but there's no fight to be had. They just leave. It's a very good try. Execution was also very good. Lissandra didn't take the bait. She wanted to go over the wall to finish it up, but she did not. Samira doing a lot of damage, clearing out, but it's alright to Ashe. Ashe just wants to be hitting that Nasus and Vi in the late game, want to chunk them out. They don't really want to fight against Samir. She's way too aggressive. Samir goes in, but she gets ulted by Ashe point blank. Ashe ultimate fires a frost arrow that stuns people in front of her. Ultimate from Katarina doing no damage because she's not building ability power yet. Doesn't have any, but back to mid lane, please, camera. I is there looking for some. Oh yeah, also Lux died, but we all knew that was going to happen in this matchup. Ego missing the stun. Vi's shield keeps her healthy. She's picking up some of the XP and CS that Lissandra is going to miss anyway. But the dragon's respawning. Huge wave pushed on bot lane, which Samir is gonna get and get a nice chunk of gold. Vi face checked the brush. Vigo came up. She messed up in execution and got punished for it by her life. Vi is notoriously good for taking dragons. Vi is the champion I used to climb to gold 1 back in season 7. She's an incredibly strong jungler. She can always sneak dragons. She can solo dragons at any level of the game as long as she has her first 3 abilities. So at level 3, I guess. Lissandra shutting down Vigo a lot. Samir doing her best Katarina impersonation and it worked. Wait, what? Which team? Wait. Yeah, Spain got the kill. I got Samir and Katarina have very similar ultimate abilities, so it's kind of hard to get them, separate them. NASA's going aggro though, spending all of his money trying to get as much money in the early game so he can get some solid items. Even with the shield up, Nasus is having trouble poking through with the Sheen proc. He's got to get this. He got this. That's 12 stacks, I think. Hotline of Spain getting a plate plus the 2 kills and shutdown gold. If we can see the gold tab, we can see that Samir is selling a lot of gold. In that last fight, she did a lot of damage. The comp really kicking in, doing its work from the Spanish side with the lockdown abilities that their team has. I'm still okay. Vi is making Trinity Force, which I personally do not think it's a good. Oh, huge burst coming out from Lissandra. Sinks all her 3 abilities inside of Katarina, rooting her when Katarina can't do anything. Blitzcrank gets rooted, but he catches somebody else. Samir already gets her ultimate, but Blitzcrank is too hard to kill and there was not enough damage on her. She didn't back. She was still... The gold she had from the previous play and the 3... and the gold plating, the large amount of gold she had in her bank, it was not translated in her damage or any of her ability improvements or stats because she didn't go back for an eco recall. Now she got ganked, overextended, and lost way too much resources. V missing the chicken, but play does go out. Very good play, very good on Vi. Ultimate 2 ults stacking up. You can see the lockdown potential. 1 lockdown comes in, the second lockdown comes in. Very aggressive from this Lissandra. Now she kind of doesn't have her ultimate ability, and next time Katarina will jump her, she will have just a bit harder time dealing with her. But she is going back. She has 20 minions on top, plus this fresh assist, fresh kill, sorry, which means she has a lot of gold she needs to spend, and she gets Luden's Echo, which is going to help her trade, clear minions. Going to be great. Not the best item on her right now, but the problem with her is that she has no good items. Actually, never mind, she's running Electrocute, plus the squishy nature of Viego and Katarina and Ashe, all the carries. Teleport coming out from Katarina, and they just gang up on this bot lane. It's very unfortunate. It's also very well played from the Latvian squad. You can see they had deep vision. They had that ward right on the bottom map. So they knew Shen could teleport there. Okay, so they knew Katarina could teleport there. Plus Samir and Lux, they have to play for kills. These are characters that they are feasting characters. The more kills and gold they get, the more unstoppable they become. So they really want to get any sort of kill, any sort of advantage in the early game, so they can incredibly unstoppable. Like Vigo, which is kind of annoying. Katarina finishing her first item, which is going to be Gnasher's Tooth, which is the ability or item, which I guess they build. I think she's still going AD. 100% she's going AD. Nasus not having any mana anymore. Guess he didn't take biscuits in his runes. He should have taken biscuits in his runes. Vigo, 2 levels behind Alessandra, but his damage just doesn't matter. Katarina's already here. She ults Vigo, but did not have enough time to cast another ability to get. She already escaped by that point. Turning back and greeting for the Viego kill, especially because he didn't have a shutdown and she did. Gives a lot of gold and resources away back to the Latvian team. You can see there are 2,000 gold ahead. Doesn't seem like much. Looks out of position and gets just shot down, ulted and shot down by Lux. But then Samir going in. Very close. Not close enough. She did decide to go 2 versus 1, which you might think is like trolling and griefing, but at that point she was at the range where Blitzcrank could grab her and Ashe could slow her. So Ashe is all of her abilities and auto attack slow the enemy by 35% for 1 second, which is incredibly strong when you're chasing someone. It's completely useless when somebody's on top of your face. And Samira wants to be on top of your face. Like the alien from the movie Aliens. So she just has to play to her strengths, do what her character does best. By taking unnecessary tower shots for seemingly flashes for Ashe, but is just too far away. Pro tip from a former Vi player: if you ult with the Vi to go in, you already lost the fight. Because then suddenly you're away from your team, and Vi saw the Ashe, saw the opportunity, had Trinity Force completed, so she has the damage to kill Ashe, 100%. She did ult in 3 people, which then makes you a target. Because Vi chose the damage route, she's very, very squishy. She's very easy to blow up. She does high single target damage, but at the same time, she's practically like I don't know. She's easy to kill. That's. Oh no! I'm yawning. Oh my god, Katarina doing. Oh my god, look at the. Yeah, Katarina doing Katarina things. But Lissandra popping off her passive. Passive's gonna do some damage. Nice ult coming out. Shen does have a lot of health, and just says, "You know what? I'll take your damage, and here's mine." Vi now going for Ashe. Ashe has ultimate. She stuns her, keeps stunning her. Samir is trying to make a play, but she's fighting Vigo. She dodges out of the way. They're super low, both almost dead, but just not enough. Shen has been stacking health with Grasp of Undying, and now Vigo with Samir. Scary combination, ults over the wall, and gets Lux once again. Vi trying to pick up some farm wherever she can. Latvian, or Yuri Skud, what? Can't read that name, is clearing out the vision. Uncontested, Vi is going to try. Will they go for the Blitzcrank? No, she goes for the Ashe. She's quite a far bit away. But the slows from Ashe start stacking, but the damage is just too high. Vi does what she's designed to do. I just want to say, if you go M-Tech with Vi, you can still kill the carry. It's just you still have enough damage because the character. So the issue with Vi in this game is that her base stats are incredibly strong, which means that every time she levels up, her statistics, her stats, damage stats, health stats, everything increases much more than other characters. Nasus, on the other hand, is a very slow scaling champion. He has very crappy base stats, but he scales very well with items and gold and other steroids. Jen is also an early game character, has good bait stats. Also, he's ahead and has a finished item. Which makes Nasus's life so much harder. The issue is that Latvia has 3 very good late game characters, Ashe, Katarina, and Viego. They do the same role as Vi, the assassination role, but Vi doesn't have scaling statistics. To be good with Vi in the mid and late game, you have to do good in the early game. Otherwise, you're going to be sub-average than the enemies. And that's exactly what has happened. Latvia has scaling characters, Ashe sitting on 5 kills, a lot of money, 2 completed items. She's hitting her power specs now. She's going to be able to, in a prolonged fight, she's going to be able to output enough damage. But Katarina being caught out, the tip of Lux's thing doesn't just reach, and Vi just gets blown up when Shen is here. Don't fear. Samir trying to get some damage off, but the Ashe ult comes in from the other side. The collapse coming out from the Latvian team. They do what Soviet Union and Nazi Germany did back to Poland. Just the perfect pincer maneuver at the Dragon Pit. Had them from both sides. Spain that had no place to run. Except, you know, back to the base, but I guess they decided not to. Is that a doggy?
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Italian team getting the turret, deciding to go for the inhibitor, knowing that they are so far ahead that it doesn't matter if they give a small advantage of XP, because they already secured the 4th dragon. So they're looking out to close out the game. They're setting up a trap with the vision. Lux, of course. Oh. That was unfortunate. Well, Katarina goes in anyway and blows up their team one by one. She's way too strong, and now that Latvia's squad has the sole point, they have the Ocean Dragon. So 4 Ocean Dragons means on each hit you regain some health and statistics back. Getting kills on the bot lane, get Vi out of position. She's forced to flash away, but volley comes, so she gets slowed. She charges away, but right into Blitzcrank. She calls it the day and starts to recall as she's being murdered to oblivion. Katarina, though, now full AP build. I thought it's not going to be an AP build. Anyway, I was wrong. She's just trying to finish the game. Lux tries to, I don't know, grief, I guess. Fuck. Samir popping off her ultimate, getting a lot of health back, but it's just not enough. Ocean Dragon is too strong. Latvian 10,000 gold ahead, finishing the game, killing in the Nexus at 20 minutes. And oh, Katarina's going in for more. Shen pops in. Are they going to die for the pentakill? No, they cannot. Nexus blows up. Monkey Gaming takes the win. This will conclude our summer tournament. Congratulations to Latvia for MonkeyGamingLV for first place. Congratulations Spain for giving a good fight and still earning a respectable 2nd place. We would like to congratulate all of the participants who participated, including Czech Republic in 3rd place and Portugal in 4th place. That concludes our broadcast for today. And stay tuned for more events. Yeah. Alright, that's it for me, your caster. Hope you had a lovely day. Be kind to each other. Chillax.
shattering, shattering a part of me, and I can't take it. My heart is so hollow, the blood has an echo inside of my veins. My heart is so hollow, your voice is an arrow, making the pain. My heart is so hollow.